You know, they say the things we own tell a story about us, in which case my story's super crappy. But anyway, one of our friends here at the channel, Miles Estrada, recently challenged us to do a video that he himself did, entitled something like 50 Random Things I Own.
Yeah.
Which is exactly that, 50 Random Things You Own, the video. So we decided to take up that challenge. This one's for me. He's going to do one of his own, and they're both going to be here, baby, on TDS. I made it sound cooler than it is.
Yeah,
it's
$10
really Slimer. Not the greatest name ever. So let's start it. This is just random shit. If there's something to say about it, we'll say it. If not, we won't. Let's start off with, I think this one, just to get it out of the way. Now, you might say that's a lot of things,
mountain
but
of paper?
This mountain of paper is every single letter I got from my ex-girlfriend while in prison.
Damn, homie.
It's a lot of paper. I should really just throw it away into a pyre.
Yeah.
But if you ever wondered what prison cards look like, cheap as fuck. Anyway, there's that. I'm actually considering reading these vlog style on my channel. Because, you know, people want to know what people say to each other in prison when they're, like, embroiled in love. It's pathetic.
You know, I would totally buy that book. Not a hint in any way.
Coming soon. Yeah. Next up is this Sideshow Collectibles Arwen statue. Just because I've never had a chance to feature this. You know, she's my favorite female character in Lord of the Rings. Because, you know, Liv Tyler's hot or whatever. And then there's these fucking handouts to a Misfits concert that I never got to go to. I was going to go to it, and what the...
Why do you have a Magic the Gathering?
I have a harmless kitty card. I don't know why. I don't even play Magic, but I never got to go to this concert, and it always pissed me off, and I kept all these little handouts because I was like, damn it, I missed it.
It's like that time that I was collecting those Madball sticker sheets, and I just had like 10,000 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Only with a cool band.
Yeah.
Not a shitty ball.
Anyway.
No, to be fair, Jerry Only was the lead singer at the time and still is, so it would have been sucky. And this is the first Stephen King book I ever owned. It was given to me by my mentor. I still have it. It's fucked up looking, but you know, it's valuable to me.
I caught that, by the way. Stephen Koons.
Yeah, Stephen Koons. He's a cool guy and real. Look him up.
Yep.
Britney Spears live in Las Vegas. Just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah.
The Chop Tops patch from a concert that I went to go see. Got it free. Rammstein Live House Berlin DVD. This is probably the music related DVD I watched the most in my entire life. I was like I still am a Ram fan, but I was a rabid Ram fan when I was young. Watched the shit out of that. Lost Tracks Danzig. Kind of hard to find CD collection with all his Lost Tracks. Also, can't show you the inside because a bunch of naked ladies.
Yeah.
So that's cool. The Black Arts by Richard Cavendish, a 60s era tome that covers exactly that in a very serious manner.
You're like a little warlock now?
A little warlock, I guess. Yeah. True Blood bottle from the show True Blood. Coincidentally, this made an appearance in one of our videos of the past when we were doing food challenges.
Yes.
Stupidest era of our lives.
And also, kind of the best.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
The seminal tome on the subject of possession and exorcism, very aptly titled Possession and Exorcism by Tagat K. Ausserreich. And very interesting read, man. I actually stole this from a library. This is one of the few things in my life I've stolen because the library was shutting down and, they just transfer their books somewhere else. They rarely have sales. Yeah. And this was in the reference section, so they weren't going to sell it anyway. So I had to do what I had to do. I'm not proud of it, but this was it's a seminal tome, damn it. This is a brand new item, and it's already like my favorite Harley Quinn statue. Of course, if you were a frequent the channel, you know that I love my Quinn, and this easily took the cake as my favorite so far. So that's cool, or super pathetic, one of the two. This is this massive H.P. Lovecraft Home is one of the few things I brought home with me from prison. Why? Because it's fucking H.P. Lovecraft, and this tome kicks ass.
That's a weird, size.
It is, right?
Kind of long ways.
Also, the second volume of this, Beyond Arkham, is out right now, which I gotta get.
You don't totally have that many stories?
Well, these are like the versions of the story, and they have notes, annotations on the side. Annotations kind of suck, I'll be honest with you, but to have the definitive edits of the story is what's important to me. So from that, let's go to Beheaded Creatures. Here's a mask of El Santo, a luchador from Mexico. That's like basically like our first Mexican superhero.
Yeah.
You know, that's how lucha, aka wrestling, goes over there. It's a much more serious affair in Mexico.
Yeah.
They'll kill you over lucha over there.
A lot of times, pretty boring too.
Oh yeah.
Looking at you, CMLL.
Oof. Stinky. It's a Harley Quinn hat I found at a Goodwill. You know, just cause. It's not the greatest hat in the world, but fuck it. Here we go. Lady Gaga.
Damn.
Shirt.
And white too.
Never worn it because it's white.
Yeah, I've never ever seen you wear a white shirt, like t-shirt.
You should have seen me in prison. That's all you wear. Woo, stinky. A homemade
Hell yeah.
sock monkey. I don't know who made this abomination, but I have to thank them. I found this at a Goodwill, and look at this tail. It's like
ding-a-ling.
It's hanging dong, dude.
Hardcore dong from the butt.
It's so like awkward. It's just this side of awkward enough for you to go, wait a minute, that's not a real sock monkey.
Look at the eyes.
Yeah, dude. I love it. He's my friend. I'm going to redub him Ignatius. He had a name, but Ignatius seems right. Six String Samurai soundtrack, which is a Red Elvis's CD, basically. And this soundtrack is the soundtrack that made me love rockabilly, psychobilly, and surf music because of the Red Elvises. And then introduced me to an entire world that at that point, in my metal-loving eyes, I had not even pondered. So I love this fucking album and the movie. Here we go with the next one. My first issue of Tales from the Crypt that I ever bought. It's in horrible condition, as you can see. It shouldn't even really be in a bag other than to keep it intact. Yeah. But I read this thing ragged. You know what I'm saying? It fell apart in my hands. It's literally actually stapled on the sides to keep it together. This was a thing that I, just kept revisiting as a child. Still have it. Love it. An unopened True Blood 2010 fucking calendar that I never used for some reason.
You can use it for the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's true. I'll be horribly out of sync, but, whatever. I used to love True Blood, and I can't even use the pictures like as mini posters because they're not really that great. Some, like a couple of them maybe, but that's it. The rest are just like he's doing this one thing in the scene that's not interesting. So that's cool. This little exercise circuit thing cut out from a magazine. This was my prison exercise circuits, and I still have it, even though clearly I have dropped exercising like a fucking stone in the sea. Let's see what's next. My wallet, which is in horrendous condition, but, indispensable when you go places. Look at this. You can't even tell it's a Batman, Joker, and Harley wallet anymore.
I got really bad, yeah.
And then Harley got the worst of it. She's literally in a corner, so, her face is gone.
Put Harley in a corner.
No, I'll put her in a corner, baby. Sounded disgusting. Yeah. This is the... Whoa, hold on, Arwen. You're blocking. You're cock blocking. This is a old witch drawing that you drew in your younger day. You titled it Chupas, according to this back. I kept it because you made this specifically for me.
I don't even remember that.
That's because you're a loser.
I must be pretty old.
I like how I turned a sweet moment into you're a loser. This Danzig patch that I never patched anywhere because in my OCD mind, I was like, I need to get a second one. So just in case I fuck up the first one.
Dude, I was going through a lot of my stuff and I have a lot of that where it's like, I don't want to use this consumable item. Yeah. So I just have like hundreds of them stacked up.
So that's the reason I never use that, unfortunately. Oh, here we have a tattoo goo tin. Important for any tattoo goo needs.
What's that mean?
Tattoo goo needs. This weird I don't know, Incan Mayan Aztec Pyramid fucking trinket from Mexico. Or the Yucatan, actually. That was given to me by my mom when she went around that way in a cruise. You know, because her boss is like awesome that way. Yeah. So she brought me back this temple. Cool. You know, do a little sacrifice every now and then there. This Willie Nelson benefit concert ticket. Oh. This was fucking cool, dude. I ate off Willie's buck. And by that, I mean his deer that he had shot. It was cool because it was an all-access pass. So we got to eat Willie's food and, you know, just hang out backstage and get drunk as fuck off his you know, beers and wines that he had back there.
What do you mean buck?
You know, off his buck. Like, this was given to us by a radio station that the Marfa Public radio station. And he was doing this benefit concert for them to keep that station alive. So my friend worked for a world famous guitar shop that's up that way. And they gave him tickets. So we got to go and literally we paid nothing. We got to eat nonstop. We got to drink nonstop.
You meant off his buck as in dollar.
Yeah, it's not off his literal deer,
I was like, how does a deer come into this? Like a stuffed deer plate that you ate off?
Here's a beard oil from Rhett of Red and Link fame. Now, surprise, you know, I thought when I looked at this, I was like, this shit ain't gonna last. Beard oil lasts a really long time. Like a little drop will go a long way.
Yeah, you don't use too much.
And I gotta keep this because this design is no longer a thing with Rhett's face on it. So
it's the old design. I like that one more, way more.
So here's this stuffed Batman backpack. Again, this was one of the first things you bought for me, so that's why it's here. Otherwise, I would throw it in the trash.
I was about to say otherwise.
It's a little
I
garbage.
know that thing would have been destroyed ASAP.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, horrid.
were you like?
Yeah. Thanks. There's this Celtic cross pendant and chain, I guess, that I got from this super hot, mature German lady that there was like this sexual tension to the way she sold shit, you know? Clearly she had no interest in me, but it was like her shtick. Yeah. The way she would like challenge you, brazenly challenge you to buy her shit and or not. She didn't give a fuck. So by the end, you end up buying shit because you're like, damn, I gotta bone this Helga.
Yeah, I gotta impress.
Yeah, man.
Gretchen.
And, you know, so I went for the Celtic cross, even though at the time I had zero interest in Christianity or anything like that. So that's weird. Anyway, props to Helga, I guess. Gandalf chess piece from a Lord of the Rings chess set. You know, Gandalf, pretty cool guy, right?
Gandalf is pretty rad.
Gandalf the Gay, they call him. You ready for this one?
Oh, no.
Astroglide.
Oh, no.
Just gonna leave that unexplained.
I hope that's not in date, because you got some explaining to do.
What's in date, baby? Right? Do these things even run out of date? It doesn't have a fucking use in your A by... It's not just for A, guys, alright? It's not just for your fucking asshole. But mostly it is.
90% asshole.
A Wyatt Earp a coaster. It's actually part of a set. And one of them broke. Yeah. And now it's an uneven set. And that sucks.
It pisses you off?
Yep. I love Wyatt Earp as a historical character.
Not a dude?
This cute-ass plush that looks kind of like one of our dogs.
Yeah.
This belonged to my ex. Just about through everything that she left behind, but
cute-ass dog.
I couldn't throw this cute-ass dog.
Uh-huh.
Look at it. Felt sad to do it. My MP3 player, indispensable for, you know, whenever I do stuff that's not sitting down. So it rarely gets used.
Right.
A Germany, as you can see there, Germany shot glass.
Why?
Toe knife. Marilyn Manson ticket for, this was the Against All Gods tour, which was supposed to be his last tour. Turns out it wasn't. But we went to several dates on this tour.
That was supposed to be his last tour?
Yeah.
That's funny now.
Yeah. Well, at least he's only done it once, unlike Kiss, 10 grillion times.
True.
But this was in Arizona. It was pretty awesome. I lost my voice. I went with the Guardian. I lost my voice on the way over there before even like singing along or anything. So I couldn't speak the whole way. Then on the way back, I was so sick that I took so many pills that I completely blacked out. And according to Guardian, I confronted cops and did all kinds of weird shit that I do not remember. So,
yeah, I imagine that
memorable.
I imagine that period of time we were all zonked out. You had that like chest camera, like in Crank. Yeah, everything's just like. Anyway,
I don't remember anything, so maybe
very few people will get.
A copy of Les Miserables, which is a very important movie to me, and a piece of literature, of course. But I didn't want to have the book because it's like this fucking big.
Also, Russ.
Also, yes, Russell Crowe's in it, so you know it's got to be in here. It's got to make an important list somewhere, right?
It's got stroke value.
This is the first book I ever bought for myself. You can see the age has kind of worn it out, but this is Clive Barker's Weave World, and my favorite Clive Barker book still. This is one of the oldest toys I own. I had older ones, but you know they're gone because you know cops take shit. But BeetleJuice from the Kenner line. Now this has the head of the BeetleJuice in the suit, because the head for this one sucked ass.
Yeah.
It was bad, but it does this. So that's a thing, right?
That's a cool action, right?
Cool action, dude.
I wish you had the ortho.
Ortho? Who says ortho?
Zack Ryder?
Apparently. An Anastasia VHS. Even though I don't have a VHS player, and I never owned it when I had a VHS player. Just a little piece of memorabilia. I love Anastasia.
Plus,
mainly because it has Rasputin.
Your boy Raspy.
Gotta get the Raspin.
You think Rasputin loved raspas?
Definitely love raspas, especially raspberry raspas. A Misfits lighter. Why did I forget what these are called? Yeah. Horror business themed, of course. One of their songs. Love the Misfits. A limited edition at the time, and it's dusty as fuck. Big Lebowski special edition DVD thing that's a bowling ball, and you open the bowling ball and the discs are inside. Never opened it because, you know, I already had a copy.
Yeah. You had 10,000.
Yeah, I had 10 million. Didn't hurt. A copy of The Dake.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is one of the most interesting reference Bibles out there because it's a fundamentalist Bible. So it's like a wild read. It's really strange. You know, even if you don't like theology and stuff like that, it's just like one of those that you kind of have to read. It's bizarre.
Top 10 Bibles?
Yeah, definitely. Although this was the Dake. Dake refers to the guy that did the notations in this, which are extensive as fuck. There's probably more notations than Bible, but that guy was arrested for transporting, shall we say, people that he wasn't supposed to be transporting over state lines for illicit purposes. Shall we say that? I would say it more explicitly, but then YouTube would literally ream us. The point is, he was going to do some reaming.
Yeah, so there's diddling involved.
Oh, there's definitely diddling. My first edition copy of Pet Sematary. It's in ragged condition, but you know, it's my favorite Stephen King book. You know what I'm saying? So, eat me.
Why?
Here we go. You ready for this? This is lot number 194. These are Hilary Duff's shoes.
Shit.
That I actually Hilary Duff shoes that I won in an auction about the mid 2000s, give or take. Yeah, I have the certificate of authenticity over there, so it's super pathetic.
Yeah, it's really pathetic. I hope you didn't pay too much for that.
Well, actually, my original intent was to buy Gwen Stefani's concert used shoes, which were also on the auction block, but they went over thousands of dollars. So I was like, damn it.
Yeah, the guy that got those definitely stroked off.
Oh yeah, he definitely sniffed them and then stroked off that guy. That's not what I was going to do at all. This is my handwritten manuscript, or I shouldn't say manuscript, script for my proposed sequel to the El Mariachi trilogy called Pistolera. that I wrote in prison. It's handwritten.
Damn, dude. Did you go woke? Or are you going to go broke?
No, you know what? That's crazy because I wrote this while I was locked up. So I had no idea what was going on in Hollywood, which really is more of a recent thing, really. But, now every movie, they reboot with a female lead. I just wrote this because I thought it was a cool story. And it is. It's not like, check out my chick, she's super awesome type of shit, It's just, I thought, and I've always said it, have I not in this channel, I like female leads. And I thought it was a cool way to continue the storyline. Unfortunately, now, it would be like, damn, now they're doing that. And no, I didn't replace the mariachi with a female. The mariachi's still in the story. It's just, he's older now. He's retired. He's passing on the legacy, man. Anyway, I'm really proud of this. I already transferred it to script form. Unfortunately, I have to transfer it into actual, script parameters, which are important. So I have to do that. But
you could just send that in.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely read it if I just send it.
A date. That's right. Not even an address, a date. That's how it'll work, right?
And let me see. I got this prison drawn portrait of Lea Michele. Pretty cool, I think. Right?
Yeah, pretty good. As far as chicks I hate go.
I don't understand your hate, but I'm gonna go with it. And this beautiful slip-cased edition of Lord of the Rings, a book that traditionally I used to read on a yearly basis, but prison ruined that for me. Although I did read it twice in there, so that's the thing. And that's it, I think, man. 50 random ass things that I own.
I'm impressed that a lot of these you haven't shown in any other videos.
That was the hard part.
Yeah, that was the hard part.
And you know what? It would have been easier if, when I got arrested, the cops hadn't destroyed my home and stolen half of my shit. So a lot of stuff that had memories attached to it is gone. And then I have a lot of shit that, like, I have a lot of books.
Yeah.
I have a lot of movies. I have a lot of figures. You can only show so much of the same thing. So anyway, this is 50 things about random things I own. Stay tuned for his coming up. Until then, hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification buttons. Check out Miles' channel and his video. Link in the description down below. Because we're out.